All right, today we're going to open up a bit of a digital cold case. Now, it's not about a disappearance or a crime, but it is a genuine enigma, one found in that vast, wild space we call the internet. We're diving into the two-subscriber mystery. Okay, so here's our central piece of evidence. It's this screenshot. And at first glance, I know, it looks like just one of the millions and millions of YouTube channels out there. But the closer you look, the more the details just don't quite add up. Let's treat this as our official case file and start unpacking what's going on here. And that's really the thing, isn't it? Your first instinct is just to scroll right on by. A channel named Maverick Funderburg? A picture of a dog, 2 subscribers. It seems totally ordinary, practically invisible in the noise. But that's the question that really hooked me. What if this isn't just noise? What if, buried inside this seemingly insignificant little channel, there's actually a fascinating story about creativity and purpose and what it all means in this digital age? So this brings us to the first part of our investigation. And it's really the core contradiction that makes this channel so strange. There is this huge imbalance between the amount of effort being put in and the results that are coming out. Let's start by focusing on our first set of clues, the video thumbnails. I mean, just look at the consistency here. These are not random screen grabs from the videos. There is a very clear design system at play. And if we look even closer, we can actually start to see the rules that this creator is following. There's this super strict 2-color palette, a specific bold serif font, a focus on big, abstract concepts and numbers. It is so clean, so minimalist, and it completely avoids all the usual YouTube tricks, right? No shocked faces, no giant red arrows, none of that clickbait stuff. So here's the crucial point. This is not an accident. Somebody spent real time thinking about branding, about a visual identity. This is the work of a person who has a plan. And that deliberate, careful design, well, it leads us straight into the central contradiction of this whole mystery. The numbers just do not make any sense. Let's actually look at the data. 11. This creator has made and uploaded 11 different videos, and each one has its own carefully designed thumbnail. I mean, that's a pretty significant body of work. And this is the result of all that work. Just 2 subscribers. The contrast is, well, it's pretty jarring, isn't it? Let's just lay it all out, side by side. On the left, you've got clear evidence of serious effort. 11 videos, consistent branding, and they're uploading regularly, just a few days apart. But then, on the right, the audience result is basically a rounding error. 2 subscribers, 7 views on a video posted just 3 days ago. This is really the question at the absolute heart of the paradox. Why would anyone pour this much creative energy and discipline into a project that, by every conventional metric we have, is just not finding an audience? So to answer that, I think we need to shift from analyzing the what to profiling the who. Let's take all our clues and try to build a picture, a profile, of the person behind the screen. Okay, let's connect the dots. The clean design? That points to a planned, deliberate project. The abstract titles, like one is just called The Content, that suggests the focus is on ideas, not on building a big personality. And this one is key. A video titled The 1-Subscriber Mystery shows the creator is totally self-aware. They know they're obscure, and they seem kind of fascinated by it. And finally, the low subscriber count pretty much tells us they are not trying to get famous or make money from this. So all the evidence seems to be pointing in one direction. We're probably looking at a creator who's motivated by the act of creating itself. You know, the process, the practice, the routine, that's the reward, not the view count. And this leads us to our final and maybe most profound question. If it's not for views, then what is the purpose? Why does this channel even exist at all? I think it might all boil down to this simple but really powerful idea. For some creators, the act of making the thing, of solving that creative puzzle, of seeing a project through from start to finish, that is its own reward. Now, we can't know for sure, of course, but we can definitely speculate. Maybe this is a designer's digital portfolio. Maybe it's a student's class project on branding. Or, and this is my favorite theory, maybe it's just the purest form of creativity there is, making something just because you want it to exist in the world. And for me, that's the big takeaway here. We're so trained to see online platforms as a means to an end, right? For fame, for influence, for money.
But what if the platform itself, what if the finished body of work is the final product? The audience becomes irrelevant, the channel itself is the art piece. So I'll leave you with this thought. In an online world that is just screaming for attention, where success is measured in viral metrics, what's the value of quiet, consistent work that's just done for its own sake? This little 2-subscriber channel might actually be making a bigger statement than any viral video. It's like a quiet rebellion against the whole attention economy. What do you think?